Hello, I am live. There we go. Now I can be seen. Okay. See, what have I got here? Oh, an aeroplane. My daughter made an aeroplane. I'm just looking to see what is on the screen. There's a cat. There's always going to be a cat. So this video, what is Christmas like for somebody who punishes themselves simply for being alive? And I am definitely one of those people. Yeah, thanks family. Ooh, there goes my light. I bought this light and it's terrible. It doesn't stay up. There we go. And it's not very flattering at all. I'm looking at myself to see what I look like, and I look all, I don't know, terrible in this light. Anyway, so for someone who punishes themselves on Christmas Day, what is Christmas Day like? Well, I don't know about anyone else, but for me personally, it is horrible. It is terrible. There is no happy families. There is no big, beautiful Christmas tree covered in decorations. There is definitely not 100 presents beautifully wrapped underneath the tree. In my house, Christmas Day there are presents for my daughter. However, they're not perfectly wrapped. They're just wrapped, usually the night before, although this one I think I did the 2 days before. And she doesn't know that much different. She's still thankfully young enough to not know, and she hasn't known anything else, because Christmas for me was, since she's been born, has been waiting for my mum to die. And then my mum died only 6 weeks before Christmas. So then it was the last two have been grieving mum being gone. This is the third Christmas without mum. And while I don't feel like I'm grieving mum anymore, I am still really in that traumatic space of not really celebrating Christmas. We had a tree. It's like about, I don't know if you can see, maybe about that big. Yeah, it's maybe about that big. It's only little. And we bought it out and we put it up and covered it in decorations, and within 24 hours it was on the floor and the decorations were pulled off it, and it was just trashed. It was trashed because of the cats. They destroyed the tree. And I looked at this tree disheveled and pulled apart, lying on the ground, and I thought, yep, that'd be right. That is the epitome of Christmas for me, and it has been for years and years and years. I've not really celebrated Christmas because I was not ever allowed to go to Christmas with the family. I was always banned from Christmas, not for anything I did, but because of how somebody else felt in the family about me being there. So I was not ever allowed to be at Christmas. And if I was, it had to be when they weren't there. And yeah, it was just a shit schmozzle. So for me, Christmas has always kind of been this, well, I don't really see the point. It's just me. I'm not going to put a tree up for myself. And then I usually get to about the time when Carols in the Domain is on, which is usually the Saturday before Christmas, or I think the second Saturday before Christmas. And I would sit and watch that. And then I would just bawl my eyes out. I would cry so hard over all the Christmases I didn't get to have, and all these beautiful families that were there having an amazing time. And my Christmases weren't like that. And then if I watch Hallmark movies, or if I watch any Christmas movie, there are always these beautiful, massive Christmas trees in there. And it's not only a Christmas tree that's decorated. So when I grew up, it was only a Christmas tree that was decorated. But now it's the whole freaking entire house is decorated, to the point where if you have a walkway, there's like this kind of something or other. And going down the stairs, you have to wrap Christmas, tinsel or something, flowers, anything to make it look beautiful. And so I sit in this really weird place, because I love Christmas. I love what it represents. I love the celebration. I love the food. I love the gifts. I love spending, having this big family celebration and all of that. And the house, the lights, the trees, the decorations, having this beautiful Christmas, fully decked out table for Christmas. I love, but I love it all in my head because it's not my reality. My reality, and I can see it so clearly because I have been raised to punish myself, and because I have been raised to be punished just purely for breathing. Christmas to me is a time to just be on my own, because that is the ultimate in punishment, is to be on my own. And this year was actually, interestingly enough, this year was going to be the first year that I was actually going to spend Christmas with people. My daughter and I were due to go and spend Christmas with a friend and her daughter, and we were going to go somewhere, and we were going to set up a beautiful picnic lunch. We were going to have Christmas presents, and it was actually looking out to be like a great day. And then it was probably about 2 weeks ago, she said to me, "Oh, yeah, I've changed my plans. We're not actually doing that with you anymore. We're going to go and spend time with somebody else." And I take that as, I found someone better to spend time with, so I'm going to go spend my time with them and not spend my time with you. That's all in my head. That's a story in my head. I'm not saying that's what she is doing. That is what my head is doing. And so then what ended up happening is my beautiful angel daughter got really sick, probably about maybe 4 days ago. Today's day 5. And she's been stuck in bed for the last 3 days, three to 4 days. She's been stuck in bed and she's really sick. So Christmas for us yesterday was a fizzer. She woke up, she opened her eyes and she said, "Mom, is it Christmas today?" And I went, "Yep." And she was coughing and she said, "Can I have my Christmas presents now, please?" In between coughing, and I went and got her Christmas presents, and she opened them all up and she said, "Okay, thanks, Mom. Can I have my tablet on now, please? I just want to lie here and just do nothing." And it was weird for me because there's a part of me that kind of, it feels normal. So I don't necessarily, on one side, I don't feel bad about it because that feels normal to me. Having her be sick, having my mum be sick when she came up for Christmas, having my mum die and then grieving, and then having all my Christmases by myself, and like it just all seems really normal to me to have a shit Christmas. And this one has been no different. And so to me, this is what Christmas is like for someone who punishes themselves simply for existing. It's crap. It's not fun. It's not planned to be fun. And my intention for next year is to work on the parts of me that believe that I'm not allowed to have a nice Christmas. I'm not allowed to enjoy myself at Christmas. I am not allowed to spend time with friends at Christmas, or friends who are family at Christmas. What else is in there? To deal with, oh, sorry. It's late here. Well, it's not actually, it's 7:30. It feels like it's late. To deal with that part inside of me that sees Christmas as such a time for celebration and such a time for joy and such a time for happiness, and therefore it should be a time for punishment. It should be a time for isolation. It should be a time for segregation. It should be a time for grief. It should be a sad time. And my way of going through that now is, and I've not done it. I didn't do it yesterday, and I didn't do it today. I kind of took advantage of my daughter being sick and I've been doing things around the house, like laying the new flooring and getting the lounge room all cleared out so I can lay the new flooring out there as well. It's, let's see. It's that belief. It's not even a belief. It's a feeling that says the unlovable part of me has to be sacrificed. And the best way to sacrifice the unlovable part of me is to make Christmas be all by myself, when it's a time for happiness and cheer and fun and joy and laughter and all those wonderful things. So I am going to unravel that by, and I'll show what I'm going to do first. First thing I'm going to do is look at that. Is look at that that unlovable part, and possibly sit and say to myself, in this moment right now, I am not unloved, because I am loved. My daughter loves me. My cats and dogs love me. In this moment right now, I am not unlovable. In this moment right now, I feel a bit safer going down the I am not path. In this moment right now, I am not being punished by anyone for existing. And in this moment right now, I am allowed to enjoy Christmas Day. In this moment right now, I am allowed to have fun on Christmas Day. In this moment right now, I am allowed to have a happy Christmas Day. In this moment right now, I am allowed, or even, I feel like it's kind of evolved, even in that time too, in this moment right now, I am having a happy Christmas Day. Because now that Christmas is gone, for me it was yesterday, my I am having a happy Christmas Day is the one for this year. And for all I know, the work that I do over the course of the next 12 months, 364 days, unless it's a leap year, 365, 363, I don't know, however many days it is until Christmas. It'll go so fast. It'll be Christmas before we know it. Because Christmas is now in the future, the possibility and the potential of me having a happy Christmas is much, much, much higher than what it was 2 days ago. Because 2 days ago, my daughter was sick and we were going to be on our own. So the potential for me to have a happy Christmas in 12 months' time is actually there, which means saying something like, the potential for me to have a happy Christmas is there. I am having a happy Christmas. Because there's nothing in me that says I'm not, because I'm not there yet. So I can actually say that to myself. Yeah, I think I'm good. I think I'm good with that. I think that kind of gives me something to work with. It kind of gives me It does. It gives me something to work with. I can now take that and go and work through. Oh, sorry. I only had about 2 hours sleep last night. I'm shattered. I feel like I can take that and go and work with that and anchor in. In this moment right now, I am having a happy Christmas. I feel like I can anchor that in. I feel like I can own that. Just simply by doing a couple of different levels of work that I've just done. This stuff's not hard. It's not hard. It's being willing to go into hard places sometimes that you don't know where they're going to take you. I didn't know whether this was going to be easy or if I was going to be sitting here in 2 hours' time sobbing and bawling about my past. But no, right now I feel like the potential for me to have a happy Christmas is massive. It's massive. It's bigger now than it ever has been before, which is weird. I don't exactly know why, other than to say that I have just shifted the reason behind why I had to punish myself at Christmas. And maybe I don't have to punish myself at Christmas anymore. There's no one here to punish me because they're all dead. There's no reason for me to punish myself now. I can celebrate Christmas in some way, shape, or form, and that could change. This could evolve over the course of the year, and I could be right back next Christmas at punishing myself. That is definitely highly possible. That I can absolutely be back at punishing myself in 12 months' time. Let's see what happens in 12 months' time. But as I sit right now, in this moment, because this is the moment I'm in right now, I feel I can have a happy Christmas, and that is good for me. So I'm going to chuff off. If you want to follow my journey, it's been a long time since I've actually shared my journey. I've kept a lot of it to myself. However, I feel like there are so many of us that are so fucked up in the world that anyone sharing their journey and giving anyone snippets of help and support is worthwhile sharing it. So if you want to subscribe, please do. If you want to reach out, please do. I am not a closed door. If you want to comment, please do. If you want to say something horrible, kind of rethink it. If I've triggered you, then put at the top, I'm really triggered right now, and this is why. And then share why, so you own it. Because if you feel triggered by anything that I've said, that's not me triggering you. That's something in you being triggered. And it is so much easier to deal with your triggers if you take responsibility for them, as opposed to say, you made me feel this way. Because I, in this moment, have not made anyone feel anything. All I've done is share my shit. So if you want to share this because you know that there are people that are struggling with Christmas, and you know that there are people that are alone at Christmas, and maybe they're alone because they're punishing themselves without even realizing that's what they're doing, then please do share this video. Share it far and wide. If we can get even 5 more people enjoying Christmas next year, that would be a gift. So I am going to find my end stream button. There it is. Yeah, thank you for listening. Thank you for joining me on this journey. Thank you for participating in whatever way you're participating in right now. And thank you for being part of my energy stream. Good night.